Shalom. First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waharakah HaKodash. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, in whom we praise. Double honors to our apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well over the flock of Israel. Shalom and salutation to you, Hakim, out here pushing the words of truth and sincerity. Abarat this video is edifying. I'm about month. And this is a lesson concerning a land back off of Priest Shaman's latest video. Priest Shaman, or Elder Shaman of New York City main camp, put out a video. Trying to pull it up real quick. It's basically don't trust the heathens, and it was a very good video. Got a chance to check it out. Let me get the exact name of it real quick. Okay, he calls it These Heathens Hate You. Beautiful video from the Priest Saman at his channel over at GMS Overdrive 144. Zaquan. These heathen do hate us. These heathen definitely do hate us. You know, I bought a Kit Kat bar, excuse my folly, and I brought this out, somebody don't make a 4-part lesson about the health defects of eating a Kit Kat bar, but I bought me a Kit Kat bar. It's for the road. I need a little, that's my cheat, and that chocolate keep me up. And so, first of all, I get to this truck stop, or I get to this stop, and gas station, just to stop, use the bathroom. The sign on the front said, "Don't use the bathroom unless you want to. Only for customers only. Restroom for customers only." You know what that means? They want you to buy something. Probably got some bad stuff in there nobody want to buy. Either way, I said, all right, I got a little money. Back in the day, I might have skipped that part, but I got a little money on it. So I grab an item, I grab a Kit Kat bar, I put it on the shelf. I said, I'll be right back. Let me use the bathroom. I go to the back. It's a Moabite, by the way, so-called Chinese man. Go use the bathroom. I get back to the front, get ready to pay for my stuff. I see some gum. I see, it had a burger. I grab the burger, and I'm getting ready to pay. And my whole time, I'm looking at his spot. He got a restaurant in the back where the restroom is. And it's like nobody in there. Nobody pumping gas. It's just empty. And I asked him, during the restroom, I was thinking, like, I'm going to ask this dude how the economy's holding up, how's business, you know what I mean? And I asked the guy how's business, and it's like his face lit up. He couldn't wait to respond, Moabite guy. But he could have been a Jake, We all know, that just because they look like Moabites don't mean that's them, He could have been a Jake because he was cool. He actually had a cool vibe on him. And he was like, man, it's terrible. Trump is, we got the wrong guy in office, and he going in. I'm asking him what's going on, what's the deal. He's like, basically, everything that we bringing from China, we can't get no new items. You can't get the groceries we need. Look at the groceries. He said last year it was booming. All right. He said before Trump came in there, it was booming during the, Biden and all that. He said we had the whole thing full of groceries, but he's pointing around his store. And now I'm starting to notice, like, yeah, it do look empty. It's not no people here, but it's also, right? Long story short, we talking. This guy knows a little bit of stuff, man. He's telling me about the Hakeem Jeffries guy. He's like, now that's guy. He understands it's for the people. He said you need people. No, everybody. He's hitting that everybody's equal speech now. We need each other and this, that, and the third. He a complete Democrat. He say he's from California originally. I said, all right, so okay, interesting. I'm just letting him speak now. He going on and on, and dapped them up at the end. I understood exactly where you're coming from. It's interesting to get different perspectives. Long story short is I walk outside. I'm happy. I bust down the burger. The burger actually had some decent meat in it. It probably was actual beef this time. Who knows? And bust down the burger, and then I go for my Kit Kat bar. My Kit Kat bar looked old, man. But then I look at the date. It said 2024. I said, these damn Moabites, man. Now, I brought up Priest Shaman because, that happened before I watched the video, Elder. And here it is. As soon as I watched the video and I go to grab my Kit Kat bar and I see the date because it looked dusty. Now look at the date of that mug, and it said a whole year, like 2024 March. Or did it say this year? I still ain't even tossed it out. Probably gonna give it I don't know. Maybe Edomite, homeless Edomite. Yeah, so it was bad in April 2024. So basically, that's how bad this economy is. Two things. That's how much this guy's store is just shutting down. Oh, and then he was bragging that he knew some rich Edomites from Ohio or Indiana or somewhere who had this this entire farming business, and they had to close down. He was telling me about how his uncle, who has a store, who his store is doing terrible somewhere in I don't know, Chicago or maybe up north somewhere. And so everybody he knows is doing bad. So this is coming directly from somebody who been in business for years. You know, he just can't all of his products that used to come from China, they ain't shipping. He probably ain't got no new items in the entire store that's new. All right, I'm really starting to wonder how old that cheeseburger was. You know, which just go. You know, this is a warning for Hakim, man. Beware and look at them. What you call it? Expiration dates, because these tariffs, man, they might have pulled the back order stuff off the shelf. The stuff that they meant to send back, they probably ain't sending it back no more. The stuff that's old and out of date, well, they ain't sending that back no more, because they don't know when the next shipment gonna come in, being that these tariffs just went up. And I'm gonna go ahead and look up now with these these new Chinese tariffs, man. If I see if I can get any information on this new tariffs on China, because the situation is just becoming more and more dire. What it said, Trump says fantastic trade deal with China will end tariff disputes. Trump demurs, China hardens. Because I've heard the opposite. That's what I heard. Trump, you know, China is going to end it. Trump started it, and China's about to end it. Let's see, can lower tariffs on China. But Trump expects things to return from Beijing. China tariffs not sustainable. Trump calls 157% China tariffs not sustainable. So he got 156% tariffs, and this guy whose store I was in was feeling it hard, man. I mean, he went straight to this thing, and then he was talking about the protests and everything. You know, he even name dropped Hakeem Jeffries. So I mean, he knew his stuff, but he also was feeling the heat, man, because he's selling old candy bars. Another article said, is the UF tariff 245% on China? It says U.S. announces sweeping retaliatory tariffs of up to 245% on China imports, but that was back in April. But that's how much in last week he increased it 100% from what it probably was all on already, in response to rare earth controls, and that's the stuff that they use to make these microchips. So as you see, man, the economy's in shambles. The people are enraged. The drama continues. The saga continues. And I say, you know, I brought up the pre-Shaman video because, you know, these nations hate you. Because the man sold me a old Kit Kat bar, man. I sat there, dapped you up, had a whole conversation. If you really cared about me and we are equal, how the hell you gonna let me walk away with it? I'm only one patronize your business. I'm probably the last person who bought a Kit Kat bar from your ass was in April, man, or maybe even January. You ain't even had to restock your candy since April, man. That's how bad that store is. So it's worse for him, you know. But it just show you they ain't your friends, man. He could have told me that was an old. Look, you know what? You cool, man. Let me see that Kit Kat bar. I ain't ordered none in about 5-6 months. And you know they already come with an expiration date months out, because that's how many chemicals they put in these foods. So the longer it lasts, months out. So that thing probably been sitting on that shelf since 2024. But who's to say, man? You know, I mean, that was basically it. You got to watch these nations, man. As much as you can get comfortable with them, they never gonna get comfortable with you. And the true indicator, as Apostle Har mentioned in this one of his videos, the true indicator of if a nation actually love you or not, he let you marry his daughter? If he won't, if he will with a straight face say, yeah, absolutely, you can marry my daughter with no hesitation, absolutely, then maybe. And that's maybe, because he might go home, have a nightmare, wake up, and then call it off, or ship his daughter back to whatever country and say she just left. But most of these dudes wouldn't allow you to be with their daughter, but they'll claim that they love you. It's fraud. In 2025, you know, that great covering cast, and you know, we are not asleep as others are. We have discernment, man. You know, here amongst Great Millstone, the body, iron sharpeneth iron. We amongst the body now. We gotta have, cause come on, man. He sold me this old piece. You see, that's why you can't. Who do you trust at the end of the day? Who should we trust, man? Y'all about some y'all was shy, man. All right, that's who we gonna trust. Let me read something. Ephesians 4:11. It says, and he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers. What are we all learning? We're learning prophecy. We're learning the truth, the gospel. We're learning the names of our powers. We're learning nationality of the nations of ourselves. We're learning what the future and the glory and the kingdom who that's promised to, who the Lord's elect are, what nation they come from, rather, who the Lord died for. We learned these things. It goes on for so he gave some for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Yahushua. So this is all edification. All from the teachers to the evangelists to the prophets to the pastors to the apostles. It's all for edification and for the perfecting of his saints. Now I gotta grab perfecting. So this is what it is, Aki. You know, we come across different situations and different scenarios, and what you notice is that, man, you much better off now when you came into this truth. The longer you hear, because you're learning more, you're becoming more perfected by the nature of how the body works. It nourishes itself. That word perfected in the Greek, katartismos, complete furnishing, i.e. perfecting and equipping. Yep, because when you're equipped with something, you're furnished with it. Right? Equipping means supply with necessary items for a particular purpose. That's how we're equipped, man, for these end times. All right, we're not ignorant concerning Satan's devices. We're equipped for the time of Jacob's trouble, to know that the Lord has to keep us in that hour and to expect miracles. We're equipped to work the ministry of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why we equipped. We equipped to stay up late or you know, deal with the elements. We're equipped to work with our own hands, come back after work, knock shows out, during work, knocking shows out, listening, studying to show ourselves approved, going out to camp, all right, giving tights and alms, teaching, feeding the sheep, keeping our hands on the plow, enduring like a good soldier, enduring hardness. We're equipped, man. This is the equipping of the saints going on. Now you get that word work, for the work, the business, the employment, and that which anyone is occupied, that which one undertakes, an enterprise. This is our enterprise. This is our occupation. Okay? That's it. This is what we're doing. This ministry, this service. All right? The word servant or ministry says of those who by the command of Yahweh proclaim and promote religion among men, the office of the apostles and its administration. It says, the ministration of those who render to others the offices of Christian affection, especially those who help meet need by either collecting or distributing of charities. There's also administration, the administration of the charities, or what we would call the treasury department, in which the help is given out to those brothers in need. Verse 13, till we all come in the unity of faith. We're very much in agreement on what's happening on the return of Yahweh Shah. That you have to have faith in order to please him. That the Heavenly Father Yahweh sent his son, and through faith in his son we will obtain everlasting life, first salvation, then everlasting life, rulership, a kingdom. We'll be ruling, we're driving on chariots, we'll have extraterrestrial bodies, we'll have slaves of other nations which will beat, we'll have concubines which will ravish. Yeah. All right. We believe in these things, confident in these things. We rely on Yahweh Shem Yahushua in these hard times to come. It says, and of the knowledge of the Son of Yahweh, unto a perfect man. That's what's happening. We're being made, we're furnished. And then to be perfect is to be complete. And that happens over time with constant moderation, constant sharpening, constant growth. To be complete, also wanting nothing necessary to completeness. Wanting nothing necessary to completeness. Basically, you have everything you need to obtain that salvation. It says, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Yahushua. There you go. It says for fullness. The Greek word is pleroma. In the New Testament, the body of believers as that which is filled with the presence, power, agency, riches of Yahweh and of Yahushua. Man, he filling us up. He giving us everything we need. We are furnished, man. We are furnished. Filled with the presence. So, yeah, we're vehicles. We're vessels. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.